Hey everyone, I'd just like to introduce a short meditation practice. Um, this practice is called Capturing the Uncaught Mind. It comes from the Tibetan tradition. It's a breath focused meditation. So it comes from the tradition of shamatha or shine type meditations. So the purpose is to quieten the mind, to bring us into a state of more calm and stillness in the body. And the way of practicing this is to count. So we'll be counting the breathing cycles. So one breathing cycle is a breath in and a breath out. That's one. Another breath in, another breath out is two. And we go up to the number seven. Once we've reached the number seven, then we start again at one and come back, this time to 14. We'll continue to count in this way from 1 to 7, from 1 to 14, from 1 to 21, and so on. If at any point in this counting we lose track of where we are, so we forget which number we're counting to, we forget we're counting altogether, or we forget what the next number is that we're supposed to count, then we recognize this, we bring awareness to this. We don't judge this. This is really what the practice is all about, trying to capture those moments where we are forgetting. And we come back to the first round of 1 to 7. So if we get stuck in that round of 1 to 7 throughout the entire practice, that's absolutely fine. It means that we're capturing our uncaught mind over and over again. And so the aim is not to get to as high a number as possible. But those numbers do give you a sense of where you are in that particular day. So it's not like a linear progression that at some point I'll be able to count to hundreds of numbers and that will be in some way progress. It's more to recognize that today I've got a very agitated mind, there's a lot going on, and that means I'm only getting to number 7. On another day, we might be clear and blissful and be able to count higher. So there's a feedback mechanism within this technique, but I would recommend that just keeping it very simple and allowing ourselves to come back to that round of 1 to 7 wherever we need to. So we're not going to be manipulating the breath in any way. It's a natural breathing cycle. We're allowing that breath to be slow and steady, and we're just becoming aware of when those breaths complete. So don't try and rush through breaths to get more cycles in. So I think that's enough explanation. We'll come into a nice comfortable seated position for this meditation. So you can sit in any way that's comfortable. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor, either kneeling or in a cross-legged position, just making sure that you're nice and supported so that your back is able to be relatively straight and you don't feel like you're going to be uncomfortable throughout the practice. And we'll do about 15 or 20 minutes of sitting in this practice. So just finding that nice comfortable seated position and then allowing your eyes to gently close, allowing the shoulders to relax, allowing the entire body to relax. And just feeling into the sitting bones, allowing them to sink into the cushion beneath you, the chair, and the crown of your head just gently pulling upwards towards the ceiling, giving that gentle stretch in the back of the spine, just keeping it nice and straight. Just relaxing the face, the jaw, anywhere that you might be holding tension. And we'll begin by bringing our attention to the middle of the chest, so the heart center, just making a connection here with this space, coming home into the heart. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths into that heart space, seeing where we are today. A lot of emotion can reside in this space, gateway. So just seeing what's going on there, allowing it to be there, not giving any stories, touching into the heart. And from this space we can offer our practice today, just dedicating this time for our peace and well-being and for the benefit of all beings through our cultivation. May we be able to serve others better. And then we just gently begin to bring our awareness to the breath. So each breathing cycle, before we start counting, just gently become aware. So where can I feel the breath in the body? For some it might be in the base of the belly, as it rises and falls. For others it might be the chest, or the nostrils, or the upper lip, sense of the air coming in and out. But wherever you feel the most sensation, just allowing yourself to recognize that and use that as your point of focus throughout the meditation. So for each breath cycle, each inhalation and exhalation, we count 1. And we continue counting until we reach the number 7. And then we begin again at 1, this time all the way to 14. And keeping counting in cycles up to 21. If we lose our way, if we forget the next number, or what number we're counting to, just allowing ourselves to come back to the round of 1 to 7. And when thoughts do begin to arise in this counting, just recognizing it as a thought, label it even as thought, but don't allow yourself to engage with the thought. Don't start going down a rabbit hole. Allow the thought to drift by and come back to the breathing, come back to the counting. No judgment in thoughts, they're going to arise for all of us in this practice. Practice of discipline, of bringing ourselves back to the breath, bringing ourselves back to the sensations, and back to the round of 1 to 7, each time we find ourselves drifting away from the counting. We'll practice in this way for another few minutes. is remembering to come back to the breath, keeping with the counting. And for our last minute, just allowing the counting to drop away. Coming back into the heart, bring your attention into the middle of the chest. Just allowing ourselves to sit here without thoughts, sense of gratitude for the practice, recognizing where our mind is at today. as we close the formal practice of meditation, just allowing ourselves to come back into the body. When you're ready, allowing the eyes to gently flutter open, going back into the space. Just making an intention to keep this state of meditation, this state of stillness into our day. Have a beautiful day.